The Governor's win in the Heritage Bank Battle of the Border against Murray State. Coach, 2-0 in FCS play. Talk to me about what was crucial in getting this first road win.
Well, I thought our defense played great. I mean, anytime you hold them as dynamic as they are on offense to under 100 yards, I mean, it's just an unbelievable effort by those guys on defense. I can't say enough about those kids playing on defense and those coaches on defense for believing and we got a long way to go, don't get me wrong, but for believing in what they do schematically, for working as hard as they do, as hard as last year was for them, to be able to see some results at the beginning of part of this year. They're the same coaches. I believed in them so much from day one, but to see how our defense is gelling together today was really amazing. And, you know, I felt like that I thought we played as well as you could possibly script the first quarter. Second quarter, we weren't in attack mode. We didn't execute quite as well as I'd like to on offense. Third quarter, they took it to us. And then I thought we did enough, ran the football, made it a physical football game at the end to seal it. And our defense just was awesome all day long. So big field goal by Logan Birchfield. You know, that was a tremendous kick that he had and a big pivotal point of the game. But just, I mean, you want to talk about kids playing hard with energy and enthusiasm and all the things you preach. I mean, we brought our own energy to Murray, Kentucky today, and I was very proud of how we responded. You worry about how are they going to respond after such a big win last week. They've been getting pats on the back all week long, but they still weren't satisfied. And I tell them all the time, the result for winning a big game is guess who's coming to town? Martin's coming to town. So another huge game in front of our home crowd against one of the favorites to win the conference, and we'll have to have our A game again next week.
This is the second straight game that you've had a commanding lead going into half. What did you say at halftime to continue to get them to focus and finish in that fourth quarter?
Whatever I said didn't work. It was 20-0. They came back, made it 20-7. I thought we still played pretty well on defense, but I didn't think we were near as crisp as we needed to be on offense. We've shown flashes of being unbelievably dynamic on offense, but I thought the third quarter we took some steps back, kept allowing them to stay in the game. But what I'm most proud of them about is when we needed them the most to go down and score up 20-7 in the fourth quarter, we put it on those offensive linemen's back and we drove and played smash mouth football all the way down the field for 7 points to put it away. So you're proud of that. I mean, and there's teaching points out of all of it, but just so much fun to be on the sidelines with those kids. So proud of them.
Defensively, you brought it up. I mean, what a night for those guys. Murray State came in, and they had the top scoring offense in the conference, and you held them to 7 points. At halftime, they only had 5 total yards, 88 for the day. How did you guys make that happen? What was clutch in shutting them down?
I think all of our kids were really scared of that horse, and they didn't want that horse running around behind them all night long. But I just think our kids are in good position. They've got the next man up mentality. You know, Sean Whittingham gets hurt, and then you've got to insert some other guys that come in there and play meaningful snaps. So they're really resilient. They kind of at times bent but didn't break. But, I mean, I don't know how many 3-and-outs they had, but we did a really good job of getting them off the field. They never were able to really get into their tempo, which is what makes them so good. And I thought we were really good open field tackling. We put some pressure on the quarterback. He's a guy we're going to have to see for a long time, unfortunately. Cord Newbold's a great player. They got a great scheme. I thought defensively, Murray made really good adjustments. And after the first quarter, they kind of settled in and slowed us down a little bit. But they're a very well-coached football team. We got some good breaks, played really good football tonight, and played with a lot of energy, and I think that was probably the difference in the game.
Offensively, the 7th best. You come in with your offense, 7th best rushing in the country. You did it again, 300 yards almost on the ground. What went well from your perspective?
We blocked well up front, and that's where it starts. You know, again, I think we got really good running backs. Javon did a good job when he pulled it today. I think he had over 100 yards rushing. But when we make it 11-on-11 football and spread the field a little bit, I think we're tough to defend. When we don't make the right read and when we let the read guy make the tackle, we're not very good. When we have penalties, when we have holds, when we have false starts, and we shoot ourselves in the foot, it makes it frustrating. The nice thing about it is I felt like the majority of the things I was frustrated with tonight are all correctable on our part. I think we got some weapons, and we need to keep finding ways to be a little bit more consistent over there.
The first road win since 2010. What does this game tell you about your football team?
That we're going to have a shot, but you're going to be tested again next week. You know, I mean, next week is a huge football game. We'll be the underdog. We're used to that role, but I think we've got a tremendous home field advantage. I think our kids are playing with a lot of confidence. We got to have a great week of practice because I still don't think that this team is anywhere close to reaching their potential. But you got hungry kids who are doing things the right way, who are playing with a lot of energy, and that makes you feel really good about what can happen the rest of the year.
Enjoyed this one tonight. Congratulations, Coach. For more highlights, stats, interviews, and more, head over to our social media sites at Let's Go Peay. And don't forget, we'll go inside the film room with Coach Will Healy. That's Tuesdays at Let's Go Peay. I'm going to leave you with this stat. The Govs have a share of the first place in the conference standings. Good night from Murray, Kentucky.